journey halfway, oh, until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave the journey halfway, oh, until we reach Boya. Until we reach Boya. Until we reach Boya. We will never, never leave the.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Nami Mula Wunja don't come for talk, small talk, for people them, for the two countries, both the Southern Cameroons and La République, the Cameroon. I don't come today because na 11 February. 11 February for the year 2025. As una know, my name na Mula Wunja, will be based for England. I want come for cat talk about what did happen in general for Cameroon. But we use that word Cameroon now. We don't be for a very long time, it like say we dey in bondage. The whole Cameroon, both the Southern Cameroons and the La République de Cameroon, both the West Cameroon and the East Cameroon, both the English Cameroon and the French Cameroon. We don't get a lot of problem for the past 42 years. For the past 42 years. We don't see say na one person and a family. They don't sit down for power. Every year they come with the same story. Every year they come with the same story. Whether na Pobia they make this speech, or na a collaborators them for a office they make this speech, we don't know. Because the president will get am for Cameroon, he did like a television president. President where we know the see am, we know the see they go for public, go ask people their demands. Wait to be people their needs, wait to be people their trouble. We don't get that kind of president. We don't get president where they go answer question for parliament or senate. We don't get that kind of president. We get president where when some big day, he go come for television, can convince people. Whether na the talko or no be yo, we no know. Whether na some image they don't create and where they can talk for we no know. For me, as a person, as an individual, my personal opinion, they look and say, we no get president for Cameroon for the past 10 years. They fool we because not be all time you the fool people. Sometimes go be where the person go get sense. Because when they see the image them, so one they be like some old image where we don't first talk. So one will be like some message and where they mix them, it bring confusion say for the talk. We don't analyze them too much. So we don't know whether na Mr. Pobia the talk for we. Or na a gang of people, a gang of collaborators that they organize this thing. Which kind of president we know the ever see him physically? Now when television time reach for some big day, and it to 11 February they only create them. It no be the exist. La République Cameroon no they celebrate Independence Day when at the 1st of October 1961. Cameroon no they celebrate them. That means they never get independent. La République now get independence so today. We be the celebrate Independent Day for Southern Cameroons. We get the Independent Day. We all we know about them. Since 1960, where Cameroon get independent. Or 1961, I don't know if you remember, but I think La République get independent 1st October 1961. 1961. Since they get this independence, they never ever celebrate them. Because Nigeria get independent 1st October 1960. Cameroon get them for 1st January 1961. Yes. Since then, we never hear any independent way they celebrate them. So, me, I don't know whether really Mr. Paul Biya, it exists or he no the exists. If Cameroon get president or we no get president. Because when they talk about youth day, there's never been a youth day in Cameroon. The 11th February, now the day where they be go for Fumban conference, where they go make that lie agreement where you know they exist. They can call and say youth day. There is no youth day in Cameroon. There's no youth day. They have been fooling us for a very long time. Both the two countries, where they come together as equal partners in equal status. They don't come like one country. We be getting a 2 flag. We will get 2 stars for inside the flag. Because we be a federated state. They dissolve them without the knowledge of the other side. Now they can't bring something say youth day. Which date where they celebrate independence for La Republique? Wait to be the date. We want to know. All countries get the independent day. Wait to be our own date where they celebrate them. May we know. They say 20th May na National Day. That day no be independent day. So we want to know the day where they celebrate una own independence for Cameroon. Nigeria they celebrate them. Ghana they celebrate them. Sierra Leone, all countries they celebrate them. Britain they celebrate them. America they celebrate them. All these countries they celebrate them. All countries celebrate the Independent Day. The only country where not get Independent Day na La République de Cameroon. Una can't take they way they for tossing a day way they be accept that fake union or the 11th February they for call themselves say the manipulation day of Cameroon. The manipulation day of Southern Cameroon. Now, CPDM, they don't get person where they feel stand. Go stand, young person where feel stand to say, I want stand for presidential candidates. Wait to be this poor beer issue every year, poor beer. What is wrong with you people? On a head correct? From the time poor beer take power, you know how many Ghana president they don't take over? You know, only Ghana, where it can't set behind we. Una know how many presidents they don't get them. Una know how many presidents don't be Nigeria. Una know how many presidents don't be America. Una know how many prime ministers don't be England. Una know how many prime ministers don't change for Australia. Since 1982, now only Cameroon, weak people. Una no get sense. Cameroon people. Now una be the most useless people for this world, Cameroonians. The most useless people. Una go be one man go be for power for 42 years. Now a kingdom, now you get that country. Then some gang of thieves, they go be around the support, say, Paul Biya, mon president, I want to thank the head of state. You want to thank which head of state? Head of state where they know the CM. Now illusion head of state will get. Person where would the just think say the exist where need the exist. Cameroon people now walk up for sleep, una walk up. That man go still talk say he want be president. All man go still talk say, hey, President Pop, una know the tire. Una need the shame una say for presidency day. All una work with Pop, una know the shame. Una need shame. All una get say una be that young youth the one I work for. Una need shame. Una need shame for take una grandpapa. Man where he don't be a cake, he don't old ancestor. Una still worship him. Una know the shame. Cameroonian, una know the shame. Una the worker for sure, una need shame people, they laugh una. Cameroonians, una know the shame. Una need the shame, say, some old man go be when a grandpapa way by now, he then for care home. Now for care home he go be. Where they give pap, in the drink, the custard. Now he go the chop am. Because it see the auto fall. All things for poor skin artificial. By now. Una know the shame. Cameroonians, una need shame. Una the fear for walk up for go protest, say no, we don't want this man. Una the fear. No money kill man for protest, so this well. If they kill una na crime against human rights. Protest na your right for protest when una no like something. Una no begin fear, say, oh, they go shoot me, they go kill you. They no go kill no man. If all man don't come out, say, we no want this man. Pobia go pack it and go she down for a 2D. Don't be violence. Una get right for protest. Now right for human right for every United Nations charter. It be stated. All man get right to protest. Because if protest no day, they no go know what you want for this well. And una no fit take una right for una own hand. Una no get what it belong to una for una hand when una no protest. This kind of situation need a heavy protest for Cameroon. Pobia no need for bid again. CPD if we bring any other person, make us stand. They no be Pobia. And now because of this issue, they make the Anglophone crisis no fit finish. Because the president where they did Mr. Pobia and that gang of criminals, those thieves who are sitting there, they don't want him to go. He's just there like a sponge, a block to the country. Because they know that if Pobia goes, some of them go jail, some they go run the country. They know that one for their crimes and thieves and corruption. That's why you see most of them they don't say, oh, this Mr. Pobia may be there. If Pobia die today, Mateona, they put a coffin, they go see to make people vote. If Pobia die today, they bring a die body, put him. They put any other man may stand, Pobia go still win where he don't die. Because now it rule like a dead living human being, where we don't even know say he. Now the person that rule Cameroon. Everyone want go now laugh, they laugh all man. Oh, you be who Cameroon, hey, down a president. Now what's kind of president that will put away the cheat, the white pampas, the piece of a trouser. Now what's kind of president that where you know even reason, he brain don't confuse, he get dementia. Which kind of president that una no get sense that the insult. You see, this Cameroon they so the way they don't build Cameroon, any man where don't work with that Pobia government, una not trust them. Any of them where they don't work with that Pobia government, including OC Joshua, una not trust those people. Now, lie people. That people, they didn't for their money. Okay, take example. I be talk, una want argue me. Camto, they never choose him for be presidential candidate for CRM. Wait till it don't happen. It already asked 6 billion for Stanley. It already knows it naive. Which different with and Pobia? More answer that question. Which different? Their party never bring who will stand. It already asked 6 billion for do it with that money. Sorry. More answer the question for do what with the money. And all them then are for their pockets. All them they for OC Joshua talk say before you want stand, you must put 50 million non-refundable deposit for SDF. On a watch. Who say don't hear that kind of thing for party politics, for party policy? Where they? These people want their money, selfish interest. For their political ambition, finish. They know the fight for people. None of them never come out there on a way till they go do when they be president. They own for fight for she don't the same like Pobia. So una no worry. Ma tell una the truth. Cameroon go only ma talk no fear. I talk I die, I no talk I die. Cameroon go only save after they don't fight. A big fight. Now get to stop that country. Now two things. Either they protest or big fight for that country. They go make all things balance. If not, una leave that people them, una go see what it go happen. Cameroon go be like a mod. It already be mod safe. Mod better. Mod. I no get name for column. Cameroon people una walk up. Una walk up for sleep. Una walk up for sleep. Now two things go make that country balance. One. Big protests where they go move Pobia for power with that people. Or two, now big fight. True fight. Now it go be. Una mark my words. Now two things. If not be so, una forget Cameroon is destroyed. It's a non-refundable Cameroon. It will not come back as it was if these people continue. The only thing una fit do na for protest or all man just abstain for election day. All man lock the door. Total goes down for the whole country. May they know say this so people don't vex. When they try teach una. Now the thing I go buy this Samsung Ultra 25. Someone na hear me fine because they let una no be the hear me fine for my old phone. Now I buy this new phone. So that make people listen. Cameroonian, una know the shame. Una know the shame. Una dey live one president for 42 years with the family. Then they enjoy fly for plane, go enjoy for hotel with the ministers, those gang of thieves. Yes. That the people then that. Una toss una get people where they rule. People where they no get sense. They no fit think how they fit fix country. Look at the roads. They are all destroyed. Look at all the companies destroyed. Everything destroyed in the whole country. No school, no electricity, no health facility, nothing. I saw one hospital in a village. It was like they built the building mud. Beds, there were bed box, the mattress were on the floor. What type of country? Are you Cameroonians? Are you really the Cameroonian we knew before? I'm surprised. It's like you people are living in a different world. Cameroonians, are you people not ashamed? You people get up from this sleep. Get up. Get up from this sleep, you Cameroonians. Get up. Fight for your rights. I don't care if they lock me. Fight for your rights. You people fight for your rights. Fight and take back your country. Fix it like other countries. Go to Senegal. You see what is happening there. Go to even small Gabon near there. Go to Equatorial Guinea. It's only Cameroon destroying because of a useless person who no leadership, Mr. Pobia. That's all. And a gang of thieves. Because he put people where they don't be ex-convict, put people where they're thieves, corrupted people, criminals, you put them in government. When they come, they say, oh, man, we have to thank the head of state. They give you position. Now the kind of person down I want them. Yes. When we thank the head of state, you get position. Criminals, thieves, bandits, destroyers, demonic people with occultic minds, criminals. That is the Cameroon people. Cameroon government, criminals, thieves. Nonsense. Say Paul Biya go stand president again. I go bet when I say no presidential election no go hold. If una anta una bet my hand. If Paul Biya stand there, una go see what go happen. The one na talk from the spirit. Rubbish. Una dey make with the worker, they laugh with the whole country. The whole world. One enter Cameroonian, they laugh with who be we. Because of some few criminals for your own day. Una get lucky. Wait me for next video. Mula Unja, God bless you all.
February 11 is a lie. A huge lie. And that is why I take this opportunity to let our people know that even the Republic of Cameroon itself knows that it's a lie. That's why they banalize it. And then they call it Youth Day. My dear people of the Southern Cameroons, have you ever seen any situation where you want to say this is a day for the youth to celebrate, and then you bar some youth from celebrating? Of course, that's the case. Take a look at this. I guess you will soon get onto our screen. I don't know, there's some technical issues we're witnessing. Once the technical department gets that clip on our screen, we'll be able to watch it. So I'm talking there, that clip is a sheet. Okay, fortunately we have been able to overcome that challenge. You see there, this is the divisional officer, a divisional officer in Yaoundé, barring the youths of who happen to militate within Maurice Kamto's MRC or CRM party, that's Cameroon Renaissance Movement, from taking part in activities marking their so-called Youth Day. That's in Yaoundé 4 subdivision in Fundi. So the decision was taken by the divisional officer whose name is Akondi Elvis Mbahangwen. And that happens to, when you get the name, you understand that is one of those slaves from the southern Cameroons who have submitted themselves to the dictates of the Republic of Cameroon and who are now ridiculing them in this kind of fashion. So, Akondi Elvis Mbahangwen says he turned down the request of the CRM party from participating in Youth Day celebrations in his subdivision. My people, like I said, this kind of thing happens only when they themselves know that it is a lie. Otherwise, you see, Youth Day is a day where the youth should normally be allowed to explode. But, my dear people, the youths of the Southern Cameroons, do not allow yourself to be fooled. The philosophy of La République du Cameroun is that youths are not the future. Youths don't have a place. Youths are only an instrument in the hands of nonagenarians, in the hands of octogenarians, to use to perpetuate themselves in power. And they deceive you that you are the future. This is a very important message I'm bringing to you from one African, an African billionaire, but who has devoted his life to educate, sensitize, and open the minds of everyone on the continent. His name is Mo Ibrahim. You recall Mo Ibrahim? That is the man who squeezed Mr. Paul Biya's neck in an interview in Paris for Mr. Paul Biya to vomit out the truth that La République du Cameroun and France were on a mission to assimilate the people of the Southern Cameroons and transform us into not only citizens of La République du Cameroun, but French puppets. But that they tried and failed. That is the man who interviewed Mr. Paul Biya. Hear him out now.
Please allow me to be frank and with respect to many wonderful people around this room here. I'm going to speak in general terms. So nobody please take personal offense. I wish to start really from where President Obasanjo ended. Let us start by looking at the age issue. You politely brought it and said, I like to see a critical mass. You see, I've been president for a long time. That's why you're always careful with your words. Now, this continent is continent of young people. Half of our people here are below 20 years old. Yes? Look at the average age of our presidents. It's about 63, 64 years old. We're the only continent in the world where we have presidents at 90 years old starting new terms. I mean, you guys are crazy or what?
Did he say at 90 years old? I thought he should have been saying at 92 or 93 years old. Starting new terms. Not new terms of 3 years. Not new terms of 4 years. Not new terms of 5 years. New terms of 7 years. And they're really looking forward to the next term after that one. Continue, Mr. Ibrahim.
We've seen people in wheelchairs, you know, unable to raise hands to standing for elections. This is a joke. Yes, you are right to laugh because the whole world is laughing at us. You know, I always say, I mean, you look around you. You look, United States, an economy of $16 trillion. We, all of Africa, are less than $1 trillion. This is a $16 trillion economy, right? The most important country in the world, like it or not. Obama, who happened to be half African anyway, become president when he's 46, 47 years old. He's president. If Obama was in Kenya, what he will be doing now? He will be driving a bus, maybe. Yeah? You look, really, and he's not the youngest president. Clinton was younger than him. Clinton became president at 46 years old. Kennedy was 40 years old, 40 odd subsequent years old when he became president. Why these big countries, much bigger than us, entrust their economies, their nuclear weapons, their oil resources to people who are in their 40s? And we only pick up people at 90 years old to lead us. To lead us where? To the grave?
So, does it need any interpretation? Does it need any interpretation? To lead you where? To the graves? Because their future is behind them. That is why I tell the people of the southern Cameroons, when you sit, you find nonagenarians, octogenarians come and sit and tell you, oh no, probably is the best thing that happened. Oh no, we have to stay with La République du Cameroon because someone are indivisible. Where are they leading you to? To the graves? I'm making Mo Ibrahim. Nobody could say it better than Mo Ibrahim. Look at that country that they are struggling to bind us to. A country that only believes in gerontocracy. Look at the Speaker of the Assembly, Kavaye Yege-Jibe. Then he will move like a duck. He doesn't even know where he is a lot of the day. I heard somebody describe him as sleeping 23 of the 24 hours of the day. But that is the Speaker of the National Assembly. Somebody who is passing laws. The other one, President of the Senate. That is the person who will take over and run the country in case something happens to the president. 90 years old. Nyat Jefeji Marcel. Oh, where is he even? For a long time now, he lives from one hospital to the other. He can't even walk. Nobody even knows where he is. The president of the Constitutional Council, you see the way Mo Ibrahim described all of them. You look at Peter Mafani Musonge. I call one of my teachers at the Advanced School of Mass Communication at the time, used to call him Peter Malfini Musonge. Look at him. Grand Chancellor of National Orders. That's why he will tell you, no, there is no such thing as Southern Cameroons. It does not exist. You people want to remove food from my mouth. Joseph Diongu Tetu is 80-something years. Young Philemon is the other way, 80-something years. All of them, all they do is tell you lies, feed you with illusions.
The Southern Cameroon's questions remains one of Africa's most compelling post-colonial conflicts, rooted in historical injustices, manipulation, and a betrayal of the principles of self-determination. The February 1961 plebiscite, often described as the genesis of Southern Cameroon's present predicament, was less an exercise of free will and more a calculated move by colonial powers and political actors who sought to erase the map and identity of a people. In this analysis, we will examine the circumstances leading to the plebiscite, the warnings of Dr. E.M.L. Ndele, the problematic nature of the voting options in the referendum, and the subsequent annexation of the Southern Cameroons by La République du Cameroun. I will further make a contrast of this situation with a legal framework that governed the unification of Tanganyika and Zanzibar to form the United Republic of Tanzania, to highlight the lack of any legal treaty binding La République du Cameroun and Southern Cameroons. And finally, I link these events to the modern-day resistance of Ambazonians, who categorically reject February 11 as a day of celebration. Dr. Ndele, one of the leading figures in the Southern Cameroon struggle, warned before the plebiscite that voting for a union with La République du Cameroon was tantamount to stepping into an unknown and a potentially dangerous future. He argued that while a union with Nigeria had its challenges, at least, he said, Southern Cameroonians knew what to expect, given their existing administrative and economic ties with Nigeria. In contrast, joining La République was akin to boarding a plane and landing in an unknown destination, he said. This was a warning that history has since vindicated. Ndele's argument was based on several crucial observations. Number one, the lack of cultural and political compatibility. The Southern Cameroons with British colonial background had developed institutions, laws, and political culture separate, distinct from La République du Cameroon's own, led by their French masters. Then the plebiscite itself was rigged. The process seems skewed in favor of union with La République du Cameroon. The most glaring manipulation was the exclusion of a third option, complete independence. The Southern Cameroons was already self-governing, with a functioning legislative assembly and an evolving democracy. Yet the people were forced to choose between two external powers rather than being allowed to continue their independent path. And number three, the misinterpretation of the plebiscite vote. Many believe that the plebiscite was a direct decision to join either Nigeria or La République. That was not the case. In reality, it was supposed to be a mere sampling of public opinion, after which further negotiations would determine the final outcome. The fact that the United Kingdom and the UN failed to ensure proper decolonization left Southern Cameroons in a precarious position. Now, let's examine a similar union process that took place between Tanganyika and Zanzibar to form the United Republic of Tanzania. Let's see how it was handled. A legally binding treaty is a crucial component of any legitimate political unification. To illustrate what was missing in the Southern Cameroon's La République case, one can examine the Articles of Union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar, which established the United Republic of Tanzania in 1964. These are some of the key articles from that union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar. Article number 2, the preservation of autonomy. This article outlined that Zanzibar would retain its government with control over key domestic matters like education, health care, and internal security. In the contrary, the Southern Cameroons lost all autonomy when La République du Cameroon imposed a centralized system from Yaoundé. Article number 4, the recognition of two systems of government. Tanganyika and Zanzibar agreed that although they were uniting, Zanzibar would maintain a semi-autonomous government, while Tanganyika would manage broader national affairs. No such agreement existed in the Southern Cameroon's case, where the so-called federation was merely a pretext for eventual assimilation. Article 6, the legal framework for the Union. That treaty explicitly outlined legal mechanisms to guide the unification process. It detailed how laws would be harmonized and how governance would function under the new structure. In the case of the Southern Cameroons, La République du Cameroon, no legal treaty exists between them and La République, meaning that their supposed union was never legally constituted. Article 8, international recognition of the union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar. The union treaty between the two was ratified and recognized by international bodies, including the United Nations. The Southern Cameroon's union with La République du Cameroon was never formally recognized through a signed treaty deposited at the United Nations, further proving that the Southern Cameroons was essentially captured or annexed by La République du Cameroon, and it was illegal. Despite the plebiscite's ambiguity, on October 1, 1961, the UK and the United Nations abandoned the Southern Cameroons, effectively delivering it into the hands of La République du Cameroon without any legal treaty. Unlike Tanganyika and Zanzibar, which had a structured and agreed upon unification process, the Southern Cameroons had no legal safeguards. Within days, La République du Cameroon moved in its military, the gendarmes and the administrators, the DOs, dismantling the democratic structures of the Southern Cameroons and imposing a centralized rule from Yaoundé. Over time, all institutions, the judiciary, education, economic frameworks, and governance were systematically dismantled or assimilated into La République du Cameroon system. As a result, this is what became the long-term impact of the annexation, what I call the bastardization of the Southern Cameroons. Number one, the suppression of political identity. The Southern Cameroon's distinct identity was gradually erased. The promised federation was revoked, and by 1972, Amadou Ahidjo unilaterally declared a unitary state. Economic marginalization. The once thriving economy of the Southern Cameroons was exploited to benefit La République. Key institutions such as the Marketing Board were dissolved, and revenue from the Southern Cameroon's resources was centralized in Yaoundé. How about cultural assimilation and oppression? The imposition of the French language and legal system alienated Anglophone Cameroonians, creating systemic discrimination that fueled resentment. These are some, ladies and gentlemen, of the reasons why February 11 is a day of mourning in the Southern Cameroons. Number one, the symbol of deception. The plebiscite is seen as a fraudulent exercise that paved the way for annexation rather than self-determination. Number two, February 11 marked the moment when Southern Cameroonians were forced into an unwanted union. And number three, the ongoing armed conflict, which escalated in 2017 following the brutal crackdown on peaceful protests, is rooted in these historical grievances. To emphasize their rejection of February 11, Ambazonian leaders and activists have enforced ghost towns. Total shutdown will start today and tomorrow. This is a form of civil disobedience, signaling to the La République du Cameroon and the international community that they do not recognize the legitimacy of Youth Day celebration, so-called. The slogan, "Never Again," encapsulates the refusal to accept another round of deception and oppression. The Southern Cameroon's struggle is a textbook case of post-colonial betrayal, forced assimilation, and the denial of self-determination. The February 11, 1961 plebiscite was a rigged exercise that ignored the true will of the people, leading to decades of systemic oppression under La République du Cameroon. By contrasting this situation with a legally binding treaty of union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar, it becomes clear that the Southern Cameroons was annexed, not united with La République du Cameroon. The continued resistance, including the rejection of 11 February, is proof of the enduring spirit of Ambazonians who seek to right a historical wrong. Without a legally binding document, no treaty, no union, the Southern Cameroons remains an occupied territory. And that is the reason we fight and fight. We must fight until justice is done.
Fa Evis Tayon, what did you pick out of this speech?
Well, I think that everybody has his point of view, and in that speech, people can sing the song and call it bravo they want to call it, but they know the realities on the ground. And I think Cameroonians are not fools. We have been able to look at the speech, and I said before the speech that there was nothing good that was to come out of the speech, and it has just proven me right. Let my CPDMY section president and the powers that be from a 2G take their pens and papers to understand what it means by giving a credible speech that can be able to move this country forward. A to D, take your pens. My CPDM brother, get your pen. Since as we are blowing grammar here of is a wonderful speech and bravo. You look at the speech of head of state, it is civil service oriented and not business service oriented. We have realized that civil service oriented systems of government makes the people only to think that they must go only to civil service to acquire jobs, and that's what has caused what they call redundancy in the economy. If Nigeria has been the first one outstanding economy in Africa, it's because they are not civil service oriented, but they are business service oriented. In that speech, it's absent. Vocational Institute, left to right, quality and quantity. All of us have been able to look at it. The question we should ask, what is the quality of the service that comes from those vocational institutes? It's not opening vocations. I say this clean and clear. In the speech which I got, emphasis was laid on, achievement of, qualification of AFCON Côte d'Ivoire, which my CPDM brother here quite said, no, it's an achievement. He was trying to interpret. No. When you want to give an example, what has it given as achievement to the people? What is achievement in the economy? Is it sending hundreds of millions of francs CFA to keep that thing running? When we don't have hospitals, we don't have roads in Aquata, that's Messager, in a dusty mode. These are rhetorics that have expired in those days, and they have expired as I speak now. And I think that if we are honest with ourselves, like my YCPDM president who is here and is giving the drama, we should be able to ask ourselves, if the head of state was telling us, employment, yes, what kind of employment are we talking about? If it's self-employment, what has the government done to step up that self-employment? The quality of education in the Vocational Institute is zero. Educational system needs to be revamped. I was expecting head of state to tell us that we are revamping the educational system to meet up with a growing challenge. We are in an industrial and digitalized world now. That domain, head of state failed totally in addressing that. You cannot tell me that we are talking when we have power failure. Of course, those who were watching us understood how we had some breakups along the line. Munya itself in darkness, this area in darkness, and we are not getting a speech to say that we are putting in place alternative source of energy. These jobs we're talking about youths to create. Any developed country, if you want to develop, if you don't have stable network, which is the foundation base for economic development now in this digital world, then you fail on arrival. If you cannot steady supply of electricity, or the government put in place palpable alternative source of energy, it's actually in that speech. You want to create jobs how? That I want to research on agriculture, there's no light. I want to research on how to produce a robot. Internet is not there. What are we saying? Let's fear God. Any CPD person who is singing a song is singing a song to the doom. We are intelligent. And that's why we are calling on Cameroonians that I have looked at the speech carefully left to right. The Sahel presidents. This is a young man just few months ago. And today we have the car called Itawa. Itawa. From President Ibrahim Traoré. That is an electrical oriented car. And we have another one called Native, another one called Side. Those are two brands of cars which period in power. And we understand that the issue of fuel will no longer be a problem. The issue of whether fuel has gone up, fuel has come down, disappears in Burkina Faso and the Sahel countries. This one is absent completely in this speech. What are we? That is the concrete measures on how to bail youth out is absent. We were expecting a president who will say that I have decided to put in place measures that will promote home-based industries and our transformative industries. It is totally absent. How do you tell me that we'll keep buying fairly used dresses? In the Okrika, we are giving money more to those who are producing those fairly dresses outside imported. How are we going to explain that the speech fails to say we are going to promote our home-based industries in car production? So we'll no longer be importing cars that have of doubtful quality, emitting gases that are toxic to the environment. And yet the head of state talks about waste management and environment. You see contradiction. How do you talk about this when you keep import? We have not less than 8 to 10,000 cars that are imported, fairly used from European countries that have already been abandoned. Yet the Sahel countries are starting to produce cars. Nigeria is producing and assembling. Cameroon is still importing with cars that emit toxic into the atmosphere. And if we have these industries put in place, homemade industries, transformative, is that not going to create employment? Are we thinking all of the civil service will employ this? The civil service cannot give employment to all Cameroonians. It's impossible. And that's why I expected an honest, wise CBD president to say no, but the head of state did this. But I was thinking that he would have done that. If you people are fitting fat from the system, let us call a spade a spade. The unemployment will continue because these measures have not been put in place. What is we produce bananas here that are exported? Bananas. If we have transformation industries, we should be having the byproducts produced here. Rice is there end up. The production capacity with the government fitting in is very limited. That's why we will have rice from Pakistan that they are selling 15,000 francs. That's the business some people are gaining. The money we are paying for that rice, even the government is subventing, goes to the foreign country in Pakistan. What is the use? The government will not tell us that to get youth employed, we will put in place a computer manufacturing company. 75,000 computers to come and give in universities. That they cannot produce a single computer. Yet you take a loan in China to instead buy computers promoting foreign companies. It is a total sham. Youths, shine your eyes. There is nothing to take home from that speech as I speak now, because if we had an oriented government, these companies will not be, this government will not be giving money out, but will be putting these companies in place. We are talking about the road construction companies. We have the French companies there, Satom and all the like. How much billion of the Chinese companies are we giving out to them? Why can they not say from today henceforth, we will go a long way to make sure that through our polytechnics, we put in place structures, construction.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So I would want to start with you because I said that from the very beginning of the conflict, you were a very, very key actor. You were arrested. You saw it from the very beginning, from the start. And several years down the line, we are still here. Violence on the ground. A lot is happening. Human rights violations on a daily basis. So many children still unable to go to school. Seeing how it's affected young girls and women, the conflict in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon. So what I want to find out from you, Doctor, is how do you think that the Anglophone crisis has evolved since the initial protest of 2016? And what do you think are some of the factors that contributed to worsening the conflict so far?
Thank you very much, Nimi. One of the things that I always tell people when we come to this juncture is that had Cameroon taken some measures at the very outset, we wouldn't have found ourselves in this very fratricidal conflict. So, how has the conflict evolved? From a street protest, it became a war, and all this happened because government refused to listen. The fact that those who stoked the flames of this conflict are still ministers in the government today means that the government has never really wanted to resolve this conflict. From the outset, we had people in government who refused any form of negotiation with the civil societies that raised genuine problems which the government could have addressed and laid this problem to rest. But the reason why things evolved the way they did was because, one, the people no longer trust the government to solve their problem. Number two, the government has manifested the ill will. And if you look at the list of demands that were tabled before the government has tried to solve some and has continued to undo even those moves that they pretended to have embarked on. So, what factors contribute to the conflict? Government intransigence has led to the worsening of the conflict. Number two, the international community has not taken its responsibility, because we must acknowledge that this conflict was created it was an accident of history. While other countries were given the chance to have their independence and stand out, the Southern Cameroons, which had everything to ensure their livelihood, were yoked to La République du Cameroun, which now turned around and annexed them after they were supposed to have had independence by joining. How a federal republic became a republic is something that politicians, when we have a political discussion, will address that. So, the international community has not lived up to its responsibilities, and so by maintaining that quiet, that silence, Cameroon has had the leeway to continue to exact carnage on the people of the Southern Cameroons. There is also a media blackout. You know, for those who understand the way the system in Cameroon works, once there is an international media blackout on issues, the government believes that nobody is paying attention. And so they have done their very best not to resolve the conflict. There are also people within the Southern Cameroons, let's call them Anglophones, those who are benefiting from the system of annexation that is going on, who believe that a transparent and permanent resolution of the conflict might deprive them of certain benefits. And so we have people who have continued to tell the government to, don't worry, just go on, the thing will die down. So by Cameroon believing that this conflict is going to die naturally, as they have inadvertently fed, the flames that have engulfed an entire nation, because today the economy of Cameroon has been ruined by that conflict. Cameroon has, what is going on in Cameroon now, dilapidation, everything now goes for the war, because what is actually going on is a war. Cameroon has spent hundreds of billions in the conflict, and there is no respite.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fontaine. I'll come back to you shortly, but
halfway, until we reach Boya.